Good morning, everybody. Pete here with DFTBA News. I bet you thought I forgot about you, but I haven't, and today we're here to geek out about music. So what I want to do with today's video is I want to talk about some of the bands that I find myself listening to over and over again. Now, some of these are not the music of the moment that I'm listening to. In fact, some of them may not even be on my iPod. But when I was thinking about bands that I really like, these are the ones that came to mind. So without further ado, here we go. Alright, first band that I want to talk about today is Owl City. Now, I don't know what it is about Owl City that really makes me like it. Maybe it's the way that the music's put together, that has a little bit of an electronica sound to it. I'm not 100% sure, but this is one that really stands out to me as a band that no matter what kind of mood I'm in, I can turn it on and it always puts me in a little bit of a better mood. Even if I'm in a fantastic mood, Owl City just has that ability to kind of pick me up one extra step. The next band that I want to talk about is actually kind of two bands in one because to me they accomplish the same task. The first one is B. Rife, which I once heard described as a band that's a blue-eyed hip-hop soul band. Now it's really only one guy, and if you haven't ever heard B. Rife, I highly recommend that you go out and check him. Go check him out. There we go, that's what I was trying to say. That you go check him out because his music is actually a pretty unique sound. The other band that I want to mention at the same kind of time as B. Rife is Relient K. This is a band that has a much more punk sound to it overall, and they are very energetic, and they're another band that can always seem to put me in a good mood, or at the very least I can connect with them because some of the messages in their song, like actually let me step back here and say one of my favorite all-time lyrics in a song comes from Relient K, and I can't remember what song it is right now, or I'm such a bad fan, but that particular lyric is, I don't want to be perceived the way I am, I just want to be perceived the way I am. And that lyric just is amazing to me because I think that that really is everybody everywhere. You know, you don't want to necessarily be known for what you're known for. You want to be known for who you are. And yeah, that's just awesome to me. Another band that really comes to mind as far as messages is Pink. I don't know what it is about her music, but I find myself actually listening to it when I'm up against a deadline for an article on DFTBA News. It just really puts me in the mindset of like, okay, I really need to focus and I really need to get this going, and the message in her music just kind of brings me into that mindset that I need to be in sometimes when I'm trying to write objectively and try to put an article together. Again, I don't know why, it really does it for me. Now, briefly, I want to talk about kind of my bands of the summer. Now, summer's almost over, so, you know, listen to them if you will. A lot of folks I'm sure have heard these people. They're not unknown by any means. In fact, they're quite well known. The first one, actually, it's two of them that go together. It's One Direction and Carly Rae Jepsen. And One Direction, I mean, who doesn't want a little Harry in their life? I know I do, right? Yeah. And then Carly Rae Jepsen. Both of them are, I believe, UK bands, or at the very least, I know Carly Rae Jepsen isn't from the US. I think she's UK. Again, such a bad fan. But both of them are fantastic. They just have a very upbeat, happy, go with the flow, hang out with your friends kind of vibe, and that's one of my favorite things about those two particular bands. And lastly, I want to speak about YouTube musicians. Now, why do I want to talk about YouTube musicians, and why am I kind of lumping them all together? Because there are a ton of YouTube musicians out there, and they all have a different sound to them. But the reason why I want to loop them together is because there's a ton of them out there, and because they all have a different sound. It doesn't matter if I'm looking for show tunes that are been parodied. That's the word, parodied. I mean, Jack Barrowman rewrote The Wizard and I from Wicked to The Doctor and I, which is a huge Doctor Who thing. It is fantastic. If you haven't heard it, I'll leave a link down below. Amazing. In fact, I'm going to link the YouTube musicians that I talk about down below because they're just really good, and if by chance you haven't heard them, totally worth hearing or listening to them. They're just amazing. But another one, of course, Watsky. A lot of people's favorites on the YouTube. I like Ministry of Magic. I like All Caps, even though sadly I don't think they're together anymore. Dave Days, Nice Peter, Day Storm. A lot of these guys are really well known on the internet. Tiffany Alvarez is a new one that I just recently got into. Alex Goot, that's another one. Paint is the guy's YouTube channel. I cannot remember his actual name. Wow, I really do suck at being a fan. What is his name? Oh, it doesn't matter. So Paint is another one. Just, I encourage anyone who spends any amount of time on YouTube, which hopefully if you watch this video, you're spending time on YouTube, to go check out these YouTube musicians. Again, I'm going to leave a bunch of my favorites down below. Check them out. They're amazing. incredibly talented people. And as much as this is weird to say, I hope they all get picked up and we never see them on YouTube again because they've all become as big as Justin Bieber. So just gotta throw that out there and hope that they do that. So I've been Peta. Thank you for joining me for during this Geek Week. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, once again, if you want to check out anything else we've done, take a look at our links down below for our WordPress and our Tumblr. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much.